If you're a realtor or team lead out there who wants to grow your team, grow your listings, and grow your monthly or annual revenue, you're going to need a leveraged market partner to reliably achieve those goals from an operational standpoint. And in this video, me and Sean, the co-founders here, are going to go over our very simple offer to you and then go over results and social proof, including going literally over our live KPI month to date and 30-day trend dashboard with real appointment examples. So we're going to just give you the offer, keep it very simple, and then go over results we're getting for our partners right now. So I don't want to overcomplicate this at all. If you want to grow your business as a realtor, you can partner directly with me and Sean and our operations team, including our cold callers, including our admins, including our expert advertisers, to grow your business, and you'll be working directly with me and Sean on a one-on-one basis. So our goals are to get you qualified appointments coming into your calendar on a weekly or even daily basis, and that's going to depend on your partnership level, how big of lead flow and appointment flow we're going to get for you. You're going to get our top performing team working directly for you, fully done for you. That means we are essentially, you can imagine that we are like your employees. This is a partnership, and we are working underneath you to deliver you or your team results. That's going to include, like I said, our cold callers, our admins, our advertisers. Sean is going to be working directly with you on sales conversion coaching. I'm going to be working directly with you on admin, paid advertising, and some back-end stuff. But you are getting a full stack operations team. And Sean, if you want to quickly go over that sales process that we help them implement, because as we're about to go over, we can get you the appointments, we can get you flow, we can build you a custom plan where we're going to be working together with you. But Sean is there to ensure that you are converting appointments, or the agents that you're passing these leads off to are converting, and we're able to grow your business month over month and year over year. So Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Jackson. And hey, everyone, welcome to Leverage Market Partners. Our true goal here is to bring you the leads. In a sense, I'd like to say those chances at bat, right? And with our top tier ISAs that we have chosen and trained over the last 2.5 years through our university, they're really going to bring you these appointments. From those appointments, we have to make them into listings. And from those listings, we have to make them into closing. That is what I'm going to help you with. I'm going to help you the entire way along. Also with our staff, our team of our client success managers, and everyone else who's part of your network, which is going to be 10 to 15 people. We're going to drive this new sales system for you. But also, we're going to hold you accountable every step of the way, even if sometimes you like it or not. But I know you're all here because you want to take that next step forward.
And so what Sean's really talking about is accountability. When we say we are going to be your partner, it's going to be a partnership. Just like we are going to present reports to you and performance reports, you need to present performance reports to us. Sean is my partner, and we both have different sides of the business we're responsible for and delivering on. Just like when we partner with you, you are going to have sides that are responsible for in this partnership. And that's really what is so appealing about this offer. This is also why we can only work with higher end agents or team leads, because we are going to be working with you on a partnership level. So really, when I say we're going to be working one-on-one with you, if you look here, launch and scale a custom listing/buyer acquisition engine and team with 100% market exclusivity for our market partners. So what I mean by that is, if you click below and you book a consultation with me or Sean directly, we're going to discuss your business, audit it, figure out what kind of business and team we can build around you based on your budget, based on your goals, and based on your market. So whether it's going after listings, buyers, whether we're focusing more on circle prospecting, paid advertising, cold calling, or a blend of everything. Nothing is off the table in me and Sean working directly with you to get the results and grow you into a top performing market partner.
I think the best way to explain it too, since we're all brokers and busy real estate agents here, is it's in a sense a lot like how we take a look at, our business, right? Our real estate business. We're going to take a look at your real estate business, tell you what you need and what you may not need, right? But we only really work this with serious professional real estate agents, teams, and brokers who want to build a business out of this, because we're going to pour a ton of effort, a ton of value into your account every day for every lead, every appointment. And we want to make sure that you're capitalizing on that and closing that. So yes, our style of coaching, our style of the sales process is a little bit reversed. We will hold you accountable at every single level. And we may teach you some new things too. We know that your process probably does work, but we know our process works. And we've done it for hundreds, if not thousands of people out there. And this is really what you're going to get.
And when Sean says, we are partnering with top performing agents and growth focused team leads, we really do mean that because we do have 100% market exclusivity for our level 3 partners and above. Now, level 3 partners, like Sean said, that is the people we are going to be working with one-on-one and really being in those trenches with you, forcing growth in your business, whether you like it or not. I mean, we are going to be there in the trenches with you. That's why we're really looking for top performing agents that want to scale into multiple 6 to 7 figures in GCI just for themselves. Or if you're a team lead, maybe you want to recruit more agents. Maybe you want to step up your production. Maybe you want to build a lead generation engine and appointment booking engine for the agents underneath you, not only to help retain those agents, but also use it as a recruiting tool to recruit more agents into your office. So there's a lot of ways we can leverage this. Sean worked for Christie's International at one of the top performing offices in the entire country, and this was the exact strategy they used to become the #1 global affiliate. I believe it was in 2022. It was by using a lead generation team, an ISA team, all of these growth focused strategies, and using that as a retention and recruiting tool to get more agents coming into the office. Now, why would you want to partner with us in the first place? This is where we're going to start getting into social proof, results, and going over the why of why you'd want to partner with me and Sean and our operations team. And at the end of the day, it's very simple. And I wish that this wasn't true, but over the last 2.5 years, me and Sean have actually spent millions of dollars testing and perfecting real estate lead gen and sales conversion operations, software, and labor. So from all of our years of real estate experience, we started partnering with realtors, and through testing what actually works in this market, unfortunately, it took us millions of dollars and 2.5 to 3 years to figure out what actually works to help realtors on a partnership basis grow their business. From an operations standpoint, software standpoint, and a labor standpoint, we have unfortunately had to invest a lot of money into all of these levers to figure out what works.
And when Jackson says unfortunately, we mean unfortunately. But I will say we've made the mistakes, but it's because we were looking for the perfect system. And that's what we've always been doing. Every time we get it, we go after the next. So don't make the mistakes we did. We know it's true and tried. And we have the formula for you right here. So we'll go over even all of our invoices to show you some of these things. But like we say with your business, just like with every other home, no two homes are alike. That's why we need to jump in and really do a diagnostic of your business.
Exactly. And, as me and Sean were operating this without market exclusivity and going for mass scale, on a typical month, our cost of goods sold to service clients could be $270,000, $300,000, $350,000 a month, which was very high cost, but it got us so much data back on what's working. So what data providers are working, what cold callers, what scripts actually work for cold callers in every single market, or what works in California. What works in California but not in Texas. We've used all the dialers, and we get so much data back on what dialers work because we have, had 100 ISAs and cold callers on one dialer in 1 month. Think about the amount of data we get back from these dialers. We've also spent, tens of thousands of dollars on our data, on skip tracing, on what type of sellers to call, on what types of lists to call. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on Facebook ads and funnels and getting those to work. How many qualifying questions should you actually use in an ad? What type of funnel? How to operate a VSL call funnel? What video ads work? How do we structure them in every market? We've done all of that testing, and that's why we're able to partner with you and do that on your behalf and take that off your plate to help you just grow your business. Not only from a software standpoint, when Sean says a labor standpoint, we have done the labor, believe me. We built a cold calling university because we actually partnered with a real estate call center out there at the beginning. We'll just partner with a call center. They'll handle our service delivery, so that'll be great. Turns out they were absolutely terrible. So, now we need to build our own call center, our own cold callers, because we can't rely on anybody else. So we actually built a cold calling university and filled that up. You see modules 1, 2, and 3 here, but we have a lot more included in there. And this is going over live call reviews. A lot of cold callers out there have called for wholesalers, but not listing agents or not top tier listing agents that want to get listings in luxury markets. So we had to build an entire cold calling university. We've put 524 cold callers through this to get to this tight team of ISAs that we have.
I was actually, when you said 524, I go, whoa, 524. Now, with this filtration process, when it comes in, first off, we're highly particular about who we even bring in to even give them the opportunity on this. Not only that, but we pay 3 times more than most companies pay for their inside sales agents. On top of that, guys, while we're doing all the labor on the back end, we're also really incentivizing these great salespeople too. As they're booking these phone appointments, physical appointments, and even really helping things to frame it to take to listing, we're always incentivizing them with $5, $10, $200. We take care of that on the back end for you all to keep them motivated. But then once they come into our system, they go through a 2-week university. Everything in that university is measured. Are they showing up on exact time? Are they camera ready? How long are they on each voicemail? What are they doing between every click? What is their pickup ratio? And we have teams just looking at this all day long on top of QC. Now, every single inch is measured, right? We know every input, every output. If they don't make it through those first 2 weeks, they don't even get the opportunity to start dialing on any campaign. So once that happens, we're always measuring and we're always pushing and continuing to developing. We have some amazing reporting with these guys, but I will say, Jackson and I, yeah, we've made the mistake before. We just say, hey, we're going to hire some VAs out of the Philippines. And I'm sure you all could do that too. Or you could hire some inside sales agents for your office. And I think that's a great idea too, until we teach them how to start getting $2 and $3 million listings. You now have a real estate agent, not an inside sales agent, and they will leave you soon. Same with the Philippines and some of these others that don't go through our intensive university. They don't truly understand how to do discovery and pitch and then frame it for you as a real estate agent. This is everything you're going to get with us. And as you can tell up there, that's a gentleman, his name's Eduardo. He is our inside sales agent, trainer, recruiter, and developer. He is on the phone and on messaging with them every day, getting them going through their appointments, going through their calls. We have QC on that too. So it's a really awesome funnel that we put you into, and these ISAs go through this entire process, and then they're constantly tracked every day. And they're kicked off every day with the team. It's just a really awesome group of people that we have.
And just to put some context around, what do you learn from 524 cold callers? Well, what is the best hourly rate for recruiting? Well, what about the best regions? What about Mexico? What about the Philippines? What about Colombia? What about Venezuela? What about Canada? What about the US? What about paying US people $25 an hour versus, $10 ISA? We've tested the hourlies, the regions, the training, the qualifications, and unfortunately, we've had to really filter it down over what works and what doesn't. But now, thankfully, after we've gotten through all that, we know the exact formula of what actually gets top performing ISAs to cold call for realtors, book appointments, get listings. And that's really when we meet with you, we want to understand what your goals are. So if you want 2 of our dedicated ISAs, 3 of our dedicated ISAs, 5, or if you want to be on a lower partnership plan. But really, if you want to meaningfully grow your office, grow your team, grow your revenue, it's about building a custom plan that's going to actually work for you. So we've built a great culture, a great team around people that are constantly booking appointments in. Our Slack channel with all these guys is always blowing up. Sean loves hopping in there, coaching these guys. And
that's a favorite part of the day.
and so it's a great culture that we've built after figuring out what works. So based on what works, let's go over some live KPI dashboards. So this is actually our month-to-date live KPI dashboard. And just to show proof of that, if I go month to date here, you can see this is this month. In order for all of our clients to finish in the green or in excess of, say our KPI for one client is 10 appointments, for us to hit 450, that means that client that wants 10 appointments a month gets around 15 appointments a month. And we still have 2 full weeks, so we are extremely, extremely confident. We have 2 weeks left. Last week we finished with, I believe it was 130 appointments. So on that trend, we're going to crush this goal. And again, not many people are going to actually show you their live KPI dashboard with nothing held back. So I just want to make sure you guys know that all this stuff is legit. Appointment production volume year to date. So year to date, we booked $2.399 billion in appointments from 3,991 appointments that our inside sales team has booked. Now, this is a month to date trend. We still have 2 full weeks in August to hit our goals. And you'll see here, month to date goal, we're trying to get to 450. That would actually get people in excess of the green. To get everyone in green, we honestly only need 350 appointments. And last week we got 130. Me and Sean are recording this Monday morning, so we actually had our first 3 appointments come in just in like the first hour. So team is already getting off and running for the day as we're recording the video. Month to date for our level 1 partners, you can see everyone's on a good trend. What I really like about these dashboards is from a partnership standpoint, me and Sean know exactly where all of our partners are at on a live basis, and we're able to ensure everyone finishes in the green every single month. Everyone's getting the appointments they want. You can see Daniel, actually he's marked as red here because he literally launched last week, like last Thursday, and now he has 4 appointments that have already come through. We marked them as red because we don't want them to get too far ahead of everybody, but he's already off to an amazing start. You can see a lot of these people are absolutely crushing their 30-day trends, month-to-date trends, and team is just performing great right now. And anybody that's below KPI, I just love being able to see it because we are able to put a lot of focus and make sure everyone's finishing where they need to be. But like me and Sean said, level 3 partners, really what we're trying to focus on right now. These are high-level people we're working with directly. Now, look, this is actually live appointments. These are some appointments that have come in this morning, like me and Sean said. Some of them have already been confirmed, but I just want to scroll through this real quick with you all so you can see what we see on a daily basis coming through. This is the year-to-date performance. We're going to keep scrolling down. This is inside of one of our boards. And these are all verified appointments that have a motivation, a timeline, a desire to sell. The call recording is sent over. This is year to date. I'm going to try and reach the bottom here if I can, but there's just so much it kind of breaks my computer, honestly. But there's something I want to show you all at the bottom here, which is my favorite, me and Sean's favorite thing to see. It's actually going to be the amount of volume we've produced. So this is 2.1 billion. You saw 2.4 billion. The other 300 million is up from month to date right now. And then if we come here, this is the estimated commissions. So even with a 2% commission, we have about 43 million. I believe there's another 20 million or so that's up on the top there, but 43 million in potential commissions. Now, that's why Sean is so passionate about the sales process and getting you all to convert, because right now, from what we've delivered to our clients, that's 43 million in estimated commissions off of a 2% commission. And I know realtors like you're all going for 3% or higher as a top listing agent, but it's just so exciting to see that as our team gets going. So now you're wondering, okay, all those millions and millions and billions in appointments, but what do these appointments actually look like? It's nice to look over this live KPI dashboard, but let's just actually show you a call recording right now. I'm going to skim through it and get to the end as well.
Tamara?
Yes, this is Tamara.
Hi, I was calling on behalf of Alex, a top realtor in your area. Do you happen to own the property on South Rogers Street?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I was just calling to see if you had any interest in
Apparently she had taken a fall, hit her head, and then she took her.
with Alex, so instead of going to the property.
I'm not asking, let me tell you, I'm not asking that for my house. But she just had her face leaning against, I probably even have some pictures of the way, so it just makes.
At 2 o'clock, does that work? Will you just give him the property manager's phone number and then they can coordinate it from there? So he's definitely flexible. So did we say the 6th at 2 o'clock? Does that work?
Yeah, the 2 o'clock is fine.
Okay, perfect. And then do you have like a time frame in mind? The time frame do you think you're looking at? All right, perfect. Okay, well, I have this ASAP. I know you said that the tenant's in a lease. If there's like, say that the lease doesn't really have anything to do with it, what time frame do you think you're looking at?
I would have gotten rid of it yesterday if it was possible.
ASAP, I heard that.
Right.
All right, perfect. Okay, well, I have this all set for Thursday the 6th at 2. We're also going to...
So imagine that you have maybe one dedicated ISA, 2, 3, 4, 5 ISAs that are trained on that level of qualification. I mean, I know we were skimming through that, but that was literally like a 10, 15, 20-minute call. One of our ISAs is running, going through intro, discovery, pitch, offer, close model, closing them, getting the appointment confirmation, establishing the motivation, establishing the timeline. And all these can be customized exactly what you're looking to achieve and what your goals are. So that was an appointment recording example. What does this actually look like when it comes through on your Slack channel? So first, we're sending you all the details. We have the call recording. We have some detailed notes. You can see this is a $1.16 million divorce lead. So high motivation on divorce leads. We are pulling and skip tracing all the major motivations in your market and then doing circle prospecting on top of that. But you can see here, this was an interesting one that I wanted you all to see. 369,000. Some realtors might say, oh, I want something more than that. But look at the notes here. This is somebody that has 3 properties, 3 rentals, including this property, and they're rentals, but they're trying to get them moved, trying to get them off of their portfolio. So you never know what's going to come of working these leads, working these appointments properly, and not just letting them slide. That's why we focus so heavily on holding you to your partnership obligations from a sales process, especially if you're passing these off to other agents, because you never know what's on the other side of that phone call. Here's one. $9 to $11 million listing we were able to get. And look at the motivation. This is sometimes a common scenario in higher price homes. She's 92 years old and is looking to downsize. So not only are you going to get a $9-10 million listing to sell, but that's also a downsizing appointment. Now, if you see, not only was our ISA able to get this as a phone call, they were actually able to get a physical listing appointment. Now, from our recent coaching, Eduardo's really been focusing on how to close 4 physicals, and our physical appointment rate went from about 5%. Right now, I believe on the month, we're trending 14 to 17%. Last time I checked, of ISAs actually going for that physical appointment, because like Sean said, they actually do get paid a bonus, a higher spiff for physical appointments. Now, of course, we do have a quality control department that is kind of, you did see some leads when we went through Monday, some leads that just came in. Quality control reviews that and then books them in depending on the qualifications. Sean, if you want to talk about this one, this was a very, plug and play $2.8 million property in Texas that was closed on a very rapid timeline. Now, I don't know, Sean, do you know what a 3% commission is on a $2.875 million listing?
Actually, on this client, she actually did above 3. I believe she went with 4% because she did both the buyer side and the seller side. It was such a great flagship listing, though. The biggest importance for this, really, and as you get this appointment, right, you actually get the call recording right here, so you can see the tonality behind it, right? You get the notes as well. You get the details on the property, but we really leveraged this property, Jackson, for recruiting, for her team, for networking in that neighborhood, because you wanted that market share. So circle prospecting, getting to know every homeowner in that area, our inside sales agents calling every homeowner in that area, and then also homeowners in feeder areas to get more buyers to come to this as well. So it was a great property that actually led to more and more deals. I think she's listing now at 2.75 mil on top of numerous other ones that we put into her pipeline. And this is an aggressive market too, guys. That's Dallas, Texas there. It's not an easy market there.
And that's where, are you able, would you want these leads? Would you want these appointments? Would you want this type of thing coming in on a daily or weekly basis with that level of ISA calling for you? If so, then, go ahead and book a call in right now, and I'd love to interview you and audit your business, see if it's a good fit. I just wanted to take a second and also talk about software, because we went through operations, we went through labor, software. We have spent so much money testing different softwares, testing different platforms. Like I said, we tried partnering with a different call center. We built our own call center, and that involves testing every dialer out there, every data source out there. What is the best motivated seller leads to call through? What is the best scripts to do? What software do we use? Now, it's shocking because the dialers, we initially, Sean loves Vulcan 7. He's been a Vulcan 7 guy. But Vulcan 7, just recently, you might notice the wait times on calls. You can be 3-5 minutes between a call. And we have actually, with our dialer, we're still able to feed in expireds, canceleds, and everything live inside of your market while pulling the best motivated lists that we pull twice a month as well. We've tried call tools. Lots of realtors that we work with have done Z-Buyer, YLOPO, Sync. We've fed those leads in. We've called through them. We know all the data on it. We have dumped so much money into figuring out what actually works, and that's a big advantage because, like Sean said, we spent 2.5 years landing on our exact tech stack that we're using now, and it has literally doubled our results overnight for our clients, for our ISAs, with our exact data setup, with our exact dialer setup, with how we set everything up on that side with the quality control department. So that's another shortcut that you're able to cut through. And that also ties into Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google ads. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on there. It's honestly funny whenever we audit realtors that have spent money on paid ads and they're wondering why it isn't working. There's just so much that goes into it. And you as a realtor, I mean, you should really be focused on converting deals, growing your team, growing your GCI, working with your clients. And as a realtor, you are a business owner. Me and Sean talk this with all of our partners. You are a business owner. There's no different being a realtor versus a business owner, and running the software, the tech stack, the labor, the operations, the lead gen. That is your job as a realtor. But ultimately, sometimes it's a lot easier to partner with somebody to do that so you can focus on the side of the business that you're most focused on.
And, so just to kind of really sum this up also for all of our real estate teams or brokers, I think the biggest importance is we will take a look at lead gen companies, and they might just bring us expired, withdrawal, cancels. Vulcan, for instance, right? But what we're doing with our data managers, the way we've learned to pull data, sync data, we're going after every single criteria market that could bring you a new listing, whether it's expired, whether it's probate, we have every category, including cash offers and circle prospecting. So we have to think about that. And then I always talk about the dialer. Yes, we can use our own phones, we can use things of that sort, but our dialer is a multi-line dialer. And I didn't even truly know what that meant. But what it means is our pickup ratio is so much higher that you actually cannot do this with just a cell phone or an office line. You have to use something like this. And Jackson has actually worked with so many dialers that he's partnered with actually Enzo, and the owner actually works with us directly. Yeah. Who has actually said certain things about how involved our company is running that dialer. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, well, with every other dialer we've used, just operationally, the challenge we had was 3, 5, 10-minute wait times between calls. And then the more we used the dialer, the longer the wait times would get. With the dialer we're currently using, we are experiencing 30 seconds to a minute maximum wait time in between calls. Now imagine just that one lever pull inside of your business. If your cold callers, your appointment setters are able to connect with 3 to 5 times the amount of people in the same amount of time that they spent dialing, in the same amount of hourlies you're paying out, think about what that can do for your business on a monthly basis, on an annual basis. And me and Sean have stacked up all kinds of lessons like that from all different types of sources and things we've done. And that's why it's easier to partner with us to do this, because we've already put in all the sweat equity and the actual equity. So we've done both. Now some actual client results. This is one of our clients, Ron, one of our first partners we worked with, called us a world-class organization. And it wasn't just the leads and appointments, it was that we were working with him directly, that, we want this to be a concierge boutique service. Stephanie, new agent, new market. Without this partnership, it would have taken me years to get where I am. She was starting over in a brand new market. Matt, with us from the very beginning, another great agent to work with. Sarah was a new agent. Seemed too good to be true, to be honest, is what she said. I believe she had 22 appointments in her first month, which operationally, we actually got her too many appointments. That was the problem, so we actually had to dial that back. But those are some things that happened. Shayna, in her first 45 days, 3 listings signed. So can you convert these appointments? Absolutely. Now, me and Sean, with all of our partners, like to have a long-term mindset, but you can get results quick in this. Rob, 2 signed listings in 1 month. That was in October. Michael, $870,000 listing in his first week live. So literally qualified appointment, booked in. He calls a seller, does intro discovery, pitch offer, close, converts it to a physical appointment, walks it, signs it, just like, just a pretty easy playbook right there. These things can happen. We have Stephanie, over 7 signed listings from our partnership. Again, this was in her first partnership term. She was in a luxury market. She wasn't sure how she was going to grow her business. Me and Sean hopped on a call with her, and she thought that this partnership would make sense for her to kickstart her career in this new market. She's already a great listing agent, but had to start over in a brand new market because her and her husband were moving to the area. So how do you start that
Actually,
over?
Jackson, I'm going to correct you on that one. She not only was new to the market, I'm talking West Coast to East Coast, people. But on top of that, she was in medical device sales. She had never truly been a serious top performing real estate agent. So our coaching around all of this, and trust me, guys, we had to have some accountability on this, and it pushed her. And now she's off on her way. We put 56.1 million into her pipeline, and she is just off doing everything.
And that's where, if you're a top performing agent and you want to multiply your success, or you're a team lead who wants to really have this as a cornerstone of growing your business and helping you recruit and retain agents, You can use it in a variety of ways. What she said was, I knew if I wanted to grow fast in a new market, I had to partner with the right team, and it's paid off completely. Listings, closings, and a growing brand. Without this partnership, it would have taken me a year or two longer to get where I am. And I like to think it would be 2 or longer on that side rather than just 1 year, but that's just me. So Josh, we got him 97 appointments on me and Sean's interview with him. We have it posted up there. He said, this is the best way to acquire seller leads in this market. And he had 2 listings that came from one of our leads that we sent him, multiple listing appointments. This is Josh. He was actually a buyer's agent, was trying to get in the listing side, but it is a slow seller's market right now. It's hard to break in unless you have a team really working for you. Ani's another one, 22 million in appointments. She was a realtor building her business through referrals. She's involved in her church. Her church has kind of been her lead gen network. But how does she grow outside of that? She never knew how. Now we have a prospecting team, a circle prospecting team. She's meeting with me and Sean. We're growing her business, turning her into a business owner. Things can change relatively quickly. Sarah, same exact thing there. She said she looked at other opportunities before, but there was nothing close to what you guys are doing. Just kind of like an emphasis on that. Like me and Sean said, there's tons of lead gen companies that are sending you leads, but me and Sean would love to hop in and educate you about lead gen because anybody can get you leads. Anybody. It's very easy, but qualified appointments, these different lead gen sources, setting up your business the right way. We're not just handing you a fish, kind of building the boat for you, building the fishing rod, getting you the baits, also getting you the fish. We're kind of doing everything with you to grow your business. And this kind of just goes on and on and on. And here's one that I like to land on where you never know what's on the other side of that call, other side of that appointment. This is one lead that they are able to get 3 different transactions from. And this is a $900,000 transaction. So think about growing your business as a realtor. When you're investing in it, you only need 1 or 2 dominoes to fall before you're essentially playing with house money. Think about $900,000, take 3% on that. What about those other 2 properties? You might have just paid for your entire lead gen budget for 18 months. And now you're able to just get extremely aggressive in growing your business. We want you to think like a business owner and become a business owner with us. Here's another one. 4 listings from 1 lead, 3.2 million in transaction volume. Take 3% of 3.2 million, see where you end up, and see if you invest that back into your business, what it's going to do for your business. That's what we're all about. And if you're a top performing agent or team lead who actually wants to grow your revenue, you want to treat this like a business and you want to get to the next level, no matter what market you're in, you are going to run into, you'll see on the left, all kinds of bottlenecks. On the lead gen side, if you were trying to do this yourself, maybe you're hiring ISAs or figuring out lead gen, say that lead gen starts working. Now you're on appointments. Now you're on listing appointments. Now who's doing that lead gen now? Or what if you run into bottlenecks on software, on operations, on labor, on cold callers? There's so much that you can run into. And on the right here, I kind of just have people getting lost because it's like people do get lost in the wilderness sometimes for 5-10 years trying to figure out what's working. You know, me and Sean have compressed all that knowledge and understanding and millions of dollars of capital spent on these different things to figure out what's working. So all you have to do is partner with us to grow your business. So in my opinion, your simple solution is to partner with our team and our tested, proven real estate lead gen operations, software, labor, and have that operate underneath you so you don't have to figure it all out or manage any of it, and just start growing your business in a much easier fashion. Now, our promise to you is concierge, boutique, custom. What that means is a concierge level of service. Like I said, me and Sean are directly involved in your account, along with our operations team, along with the cold callers that we assign to your account, or get new cold callers and get them specifically dedicated to you. As far as boutique, my main emphasis point there is we don't want to scale this to hundreds of clients. We want to keep a tight client list, 50 or less, 100% market exclusivity, and then just grow with you and be the operations arm of your business. And then the last leg is custom. Now, me and Sean, from the money we've spent and all the things we've seen, works in one market, might not work in another. Works for one realtor, might not work for the other. What your budget is might be different than another realtor's budget. You might have different focuses for different seasons in your business, depending on the market. Maybe one quarter, you're really focused on recruiting and listings. The next quarter, you want to start getting more buyers. The next quarter, but the point is that we are not a one-trick pony. We are not just sending you buyer leads from a Google ad or a Facebook ad. We are your strategic growth partners inside of your business. Now, because we want to deliver that level of service, we can only partner with one agent or team per market. And I don't mean to single out beginner agents, but if you're a beginner agent, you are much better off working with a lead gen company and kind of going your own way unless you have meaningful investment able to put inside of your business. We are truly trying to interview and audit professional agents and team leaders and audit their business and do a deep dive interview to make sure we're a good fit for each other. Now, when me and Sean partner with each other, just like we want to partner with you, we didn't just, check a box and get going. I want to interview you. I want to know your story. I want to know your goals. I want to know your revenue. I want to know your balance sheet. I want to know, where you're generating leads and opportunities now, what your goals are. And we have to see if that's going to be a good fit for us. Me and Sean, after we interview you and audit your business, we are actually going to meet with our operations team and present you to our team and see if it's a good fit. If we all think it's a good fit, we would like to meet back with you and present a pitch to partner with you from level 1, 2, or 3. So Sean, if you just want to talk a little bit about our ideal client, our ideal opportunity before I just say, hey, go ahead and book a call below.
From a real estate agent and, being a broker owner, right? It's something to where we're probably not used to. You're probably going to get a demo call with the sales team. This is completely different. You're going to hop on a call with myself and then Jackson, and we're going to talk about you as a real estate agent, your business as a real estate business, and what your goals are. But we also have to take a look at your business and your value proposition. So my biggest concern is going to be you as an agent, you as a professional top listing agent. Now, if you're new, but you come from a background that hey, I'm coming in this 6 months all in, 1 year all in. I can focus my time. I'm going to take this serious. I'm going to go all in. I want to talk to you. If you're a top aspirational agent, if you're an aspiring agent and you're looking at this is just not something I'm going to do to sell houses and make it quick, but I want to make this my business. I want to leave something behind for my family. I want to develop a real estate portfolio. This is for you. And I want to talk to you. One thing I really learned, and Jackson and I really push, is 90 to 95% of the transactions in the US are done by 10% of the agents. Now, last time I checked, there was about 2.2 million in the NAR. If 10% of those agents are doing 90 to 95% of those transactions, those are the 10% of agents we want to work with. We're going to partner and we're going to push it because you make real estate look like a true profession. We're helping people. That's what we're going to do with you. We're obviously going to interview you first. And if for some reason we're not going to be the best partner for you, or you might not be the best partner for us, or we can't get you there, we're going to be honest and open about it. But then after that, you're going to get booked in with our analytics team. That's going to be ran by Jackson, the entire analytic team, the data team. They're going to pull everything, your territory, your market, your expectations, and see if that can be matched. If it is, and we all come to agreement, then at that time, we will then bring you in. But once again, we are extremely serious about a boutique firm. We do cap our number at 50. So a lot of times we will not have room for you unless one of our prior agents decides to retire, do something else, or they decide not to move forward. And that rarely happens.
So your next steps is really, if you're interested in meeting with us about growing your business and partnering with you directly, go ahead and book in a call. You first are going to meet with Sean or myself for that interview and that audit call. This is not going to be something where we go through a slide deck. Ideally, after watching this video, you understand everything. I want to understand you and your business, answer all of our interview questions. You answer all the questions you probably have for us. And then if it makes sense, we will book a final call. Me and Sean will meet with our team, get back and see if it makes sense to partner with you, if you qualify for a level 3 partnership, and we'll go from there. So with all of that out of the way, go ahead and book a call and we'll see you on there.